Hi guys, in this video I will talk a little bit about exams, international exams, which you like, which you if you like, you can pass it. Um, so there's almost all international exams consist of four or five type kinds of all of five kinds. Um, it is. There are listening, speaking, reading, writing, and use of English. In this video, I will talk about every kind, about every type. So, listening. What have you to? What should you do just to understand everything? To understand every word which you've had. Yes. Um. Uh, I recommend you to listen something in your YouTube, in your Google, Yandex, and other kinds of taking information. So about 2 hours a day, and just imagine how it will be unbelievable to listen to hours and different videos, different speakers, motivation videos, 2 hours, yes. And it can be one mouse, but not less than one mouse. It depends on how much time do you have. Do you have? How much time do you have before the exam start? Yeah. So what can you listen? I recommend you listen 2 hours, and now I'm going to talk why. I'm going to say why. 1 hours you will listen audiobooks, different audiobooks which you want. You can download it into a mobile phone or just to search it to look out it in your internet, in your, for example, YouTube. Yes, 1 hours audiobooks, listening audiobooks. And what will and what's more, what about other 1 hour? Uh, 30 hours, 30 minutes. You have to listen different political people. Um, about serious things, about life, about human, about in what human consists. I mean, cells, um, about our organs, how it works. Mm, I mean, different 30 minutes, different kinds of science. Or we can listen 30 minutes, for example, BBC News or ABC American. And other 30 minutes, you can listen what you want. For example, different bloggers in which you are interested, but not in Russian, in English, of course. What's difficult? For the record, listening is the most easy way to pass exam. I mean, the most it's the most easy types of exams, 5 exams. Yeah. What's the difficult? What's the difficulties of this kind? The difficulties, as for me, it's to be, for example, I'm sorry. It to be concentrated. It's to be concentrated on what you'll hear. You just sit on your sofa doing nothing, absolutely nothing, not writing, and at the same time listening something. No, just sit down, and if you have 2 hours, it will be great. Then listen to hours or something. No, which I talk about, talked about, yeah, which I have talked about. Present continuous, present perfect. So which I was talking about, or which I have been talking about. Yeah, it's present perfect. Never mind. Present perfect continuous. Never mind. So is to be concentrated. For example, I'm not concentrated. It's difficult to me concentrate on different on one thing for a long period of time. That's why I like I improve myself. I try to improve myself. Seriously, develop your mind, develop your brain. So the next type of exam is reading. It's more complicated because, for example, in IELTS or TOEFL, because there are academic texts which are very hard to explain, very hard to understand. Just for me, maybe, and if you see if you watch this video, maybe for you too. Yeah. What can you do? People just first of all, people firstly, people before they see this text on 2 pages, they are shocked, and what they do, yeah, they try to understand. They try to understand and translate every sentence. And in this, for example, in 2 sentences, they don't understand about 50 words. 50 words they don't understand, and they don't understand this text. But it is not the main thing, the main thinking texts in reading part. I mean, not only IELTS, but all exams, all international exams. The thing you have to do is to understand what's the point of the things, why author write it, what he would like to say to us, and the main thing is to answer all questions. There are a lot of questions, a lot of questions after the text, after all these texts, and in which you have to answer. So it is the main thing, but not to understand everything. You just have to logically understand the point of the things, and it's not. But people who have a higher score don't, maybe they don't know everything too. I mean, every word, don't translate every word. Remember just that you have to read fastly, as fast as you can, as fast as you can. Because, for example, in the IELTS, there are two takes. It can be there are two texts on 2 pages. A big texts, yes, and you have only 10 minutes for that and 10 minutes for answering the questions. That's why you have to read fast, as fast as you can. How to do it? Is of course reading book. Right now I'm reading this book. Like I said in last videos, maybe you typed that I show this book to you, but I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing. I don't know how to explain. Never mind. I hope you understand. So, how I write these books? I don't read these books aloud. I stopped it. I've been reading aloud a lot of time for 1 year. Yes, since the time when I started to read. And now I just read calm. I mean, in my mind, and try to not understand every word, but to read like this. I mean, you have to use your eyes, not you have to use your eyes and just I will show you. So here you start, and this moment, here you start, and here's you reading. Is it understandable? Is it understandable? Isn't understand? It is suppose that it is quite understandable. So just read fast. For the first time, it's seriously complicated, especially if you will. This is a good. This is a good thing for speaking. If you will recharge the text. For example, you've read one absatz. Absatz, yes. Absatz, and I'm not sure on this word. Yes. If you read one of that, one this thing, you have to repair. You have to repair red shell text. For it, you will maybe you will say me that it will take a lot of time. It will take a lot of hours just for reading. Seriously, I will say yes. For example, this one page and other page, it took 2 hours. Just to trying to retell, I can't retell. I try to retell. This is amazing, but it's unbelievable because almost every word I don't know. For example, today I wasted on this page and this page about 2 hours and 30 minutes just to read and then retell the text. It's complicated. Yeah. But you haven't read all these takes these books science fiction. No, it's not science fiction. It's science fiction. Not only this. If you have some hobbies, I'm sure you have. Then you open your mobile phone and then write what you want. For example, sports. Sorry. It's just a message come to my mobile phone. So, well, you are, for example, you're interested in environmental problems. Here you are. You're interested and you're writing you're opening the Google. You open the Google and write there environmental problems blog. Environmental problems and blog, and there will be a lot of text. Um, I say it always, and I always say it and say it again. The most difficult in English in studying English is not to start, but to finish. For example, I'm motivated for 2 days. This is the second day I work hard. I mean, in English, I mean studying English, and I don't know it will um, how it will I don't know how it will how time it will take. Maybe tomorrow, maybe tomorrow I will I won't we will not have any motivation, but until I have, I will use it and hope it will never end. It will never finish. So, my advice is read about 2 hours. 2 hours. And everybody which you don't know, write it. Write it to your just I line every word which I don't know. Like you say, I don't know almost every word, and I write to my dictionary. Yeah. If we talk about dictionary, I will say how I improve it. But to be honest, I have a bad memory. That's a genetic processes in which I don't depend. But we can. I use this thing. For example, this sentence. I prop myself up on one elbow. I know. I know that I will not remember only one only for the first time. The word is the word prop up. Prop up. Yes, prop up. Just for a moment. One moment. Prop up. Yes. I write with this word about four and maybe 12 sentences from 4 to 12 sentences. How much? It depends on how much words, how much sentences, good sentences will be translated in Google. I mean, so I write four sentences, and each quite become understandable in the middle, understandable what does mean the proper and how I can use it, because yeah, and how I can use it proper, propping myself. For example, this word, listen, hear me out. Propping myself up on my elbow, I could talk more easily to my visitors. Yeah. Elbow, what does it mean? Elbow. ELBOW. Elbow is your this thing. Elbow. Um, Propping up. If you don't know, and if you don't know how to, if you don't if you're lazy to watch it, propping up is to, for example, I don't know how to explain now. Uh, yeah, I don't know. So my idea is read everything, read a lot of time, read, and try to read fast as you can, because there is no time. There will not be time on your exam. Remember this thing. Um, the next thing is the use of English. How can you develop it? The real thing is that there are a lot of things, there are a lot of books in your internet. I'm serious. I've been looking different good books today, and there are so much. Uh, I can't read all these books. I can't do all these tests, but they exist. They exist. All these books exist in your Google, in your mobile phone too. There are a lot of books, for example, Oxford Dictionary, IELTS 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 9, 6, 8, 6, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9. Just sorry, it's too late and my brain doesn't work. So not so well. Download it and do tests. Which everything you can just do tests, and as fast and as much you do is only a big advantage for you. So do a lot of tests, and if you don't know how for why it uses why this time uses, for example, why uses present perfect continuous this time or past perfect continuous, no mind. Then just open your YouTube to find the information. Um, but use of English is not so hard. You just have to learn and practice a lot. Practice a lot, yes. The the most difficult thing, I think not only for me but for everyone, almost everyone, is writing. Writing is something seriously difficult. How to? I'm not. I will not complain. Just more deals without girls, without don't useless words. So writing. How can you improve your writing? Write every day about two essays, or one essays and one article about if you have a little level, about five informal letters. Informal letters are the most easy way to start writing. And how can you write? How can you write articles? My advice is just to find a good advice in your Google, and then open this article. Read the first sentence attentively. Read the first sentence attentively, and to say it to yourself. And after that, you can write it. Write it to your book, to your codebook, but without but you don't but you haven't to you mustn't look the first sentence. So you can guess what will happen, what will the next if you don't remember. You can maybe your opinion say in the first sentence, only one sentence. So if you don't remember the end of the sentence, you can say you can write what you think, and do every sentence like that. It's seriously useful devices. I don't use it with myself, but I will do it tomorrow, maybe today later. And my recommendation I will say later too. So, and the end of all the things is speaking. How I develop speaking. How do you know I have a B1 and until not B2? B2 is speaking fluently, absolutely speaking everything which you want, everything in English without any mistakes. So grammarly right. I talk without any rules of grammar and try to correct it. How can we speak? First of all, just to start speak, it may sounds full, but it's seriously a fact. For example, I'm speaking. I'm created a channel just to speak. Yeah, you hear me? I speaking 22 minutes, and yeah, I just speak. You have to speak 1 hour a day about everything which you want, and friends, about you, what happened with you, and also 1 hour if you have, of course. If you have maybe you have so lot of times in summer. So but another 1 hour you have to prepare. You have to speak about the topic. Open the topic. For example, I have a lot of sorry. I have a lot of topics. Here's my all topics. I don't know every topic because I teach it and don't still I teach it, but a bit forgot. For example, I write sports. I write a lot of things, sports and healthy lifestyle. You have to speak about that. And here's the words, which I don't know. So, and you can do like this or write with your hands. I like to write to my hands. It reads, for example, there are a lot of topics. And what's the thing? And what's the next? You've learned it about 15, 20, and it will be great. You will say about every topic 25 sentences. I know that it's hard for your memory, but English is not the easy way to understand everything, to know, to pass. So, after that, you have to open energy game data rate, and I am apologize for that. So, open your internet or YouTube, and write a lot of questions about sport, for example, about sport and healthy lifestyle. A lot of questions on which you have to look how other person answer this question, and you do same things, but with the words which you know. It will be a really great trainer. The most difficult thing is to practice. Just practice not a lot in one day, but every day. Every day practice a lot. Every day practice with that time which you have. This is seriously a difficult thing. Maybe because one day for example, I one day learn English and other time don't do biology, and now I just do writings. Uh, I mean, 2 days learn English. My phone will broke one day. Uh, for instance, environment problems. Environment problems is the most one of the most difficult topics in English. I mean, if you we are talking about serious problems, serious grammar, I wrote environment problems, a lot of things, a lot of words, and I didn't still write questions. I've learned, I'm eligible learned, not so perfectly. I learned a lot of time, but my memory is not possible, is not able to remember this. That's why I have to repeat. If you don't remember something, repeat it. Repeat in this time. I mean, if you forgot something, repeat it. Repeat it right now. There was some couple of good advices. And what's more difficult in English is to use novelties, use the new words. For instance, I will say this thing in my example, in my instance. I learned rough. What does it mean rough? And wrote a lot of sentences with that. A lot of different sentences with rough. Not creating my sentence. I just lazy for that. That's why I use internet and write different things. About 10. Oh, treat. This is every sentence is going to be so with word tree, because treat is not only has the 3 or 4 meanings. So the difficulty consists of is the difficulty is just to use new words. So for example, I speak using my using example word, using the sample words like you recognized. um, but you have to use have to new study words, and then after that to learn to use in your vocabulary, in your speaking every day, not one day, and then no, you will forget it if you haven't a good time, good memory. I have not a good memory, but at the same time not the first memory. That's why you have to use it, and this is a big mistake of almost every person. Every person which started, every person who started um, learning, started speaking English. Yeah. And what's more, what can I say else? I hope that you will success in this. You will succeed in your studying English, and like say the famous person our in our time in 21 20 in 20s in 21 in 21st um, century, Stephen Hawking, which who died in 2018, while if I don't have a mistake, while I will not do that. I will not do it just word in word, but he said that while you have a life, you have You have you have a life. You can succeed in everything. That is why you have a life. You have a chance to succeed. That's why I say, I hope you that you will succeed. I don't believe myself, but I believe in you. Yes. I'm just that I'm just a person. Well, that person. How you see? I don't have a good speaking, but step by step, I hope one day I will. One day I will impress everyone, every teacher, every teachers, just everyone, by my speaking. So I would like to pass an exam, first E. It's a B2 level from Cambridge University. I'm going to pass this exam in the end of summer. So I have now I have 4 hours. Four? No, no. August? No. I will just April. April, yes. I have 4 months and yeah, I have about 4 months for that, for preparing. And I started only today, only yesterday. Had a lot of studies like how people prepare for the